Jaden Ivey, Zach Edey, and Trevion Williams will be joined by Coach Painter momentarily. He's with live television. Again, raise your hand. We'll take a mic to you if you have a question, and we will open it up now for questions for the students. Back row left.
Aaron Ferguson, Thompson, Northwest Indiana. Zach and Trevion, you guys kind of play for each other. You know, one comes in, one comes out. Can you just speak to each other's strengths? So Zach, you for Trevion, Trevion, you for Zach.
I mean, we both bring completely different things to the game. Trevion's obviously a great passer. Everyone knows that. He's a great post game where he can back you down. He can hit you with the shimmy shake. And then I'm just more power. I can kind of back you down, get you down really low, and just score over the top of you.
Trevion.
I mean, I guess just to bounce off that, he pretty much said it. You know, we're two different types of bigs. You know, I think I'm more of a just because of size difference. I'm more of a mobile big. You know, I can probably move on the perimeter a little better. And he's better. Obviously down in the low post. He's more of a power big. So we just kind of feed off each other, and we try to go that way. So
Front row right.
Trey, Bob Kravitz with The Athletic. Explain what it was like last year as you went off the court and you guys got beat by North Texas, and what you guys think you may have taken from that game, any lessons in particular?
Man, you respect everybody you play in March Madness, and that's what it came down to for us. I think a lot of times we look at ourselves and we obviously we know we're a talented team, and nobody is. We beat ourselves a lot of times. Purdue beats Purdue, and man, it's just in March, man. It's about respecting every team you play, and I don't think we gave North Texas the respect that they deserve. Everybody's in the tournament for a reason, and man, like I said, it just comes down to respecting each team you play. Nobody expected that to come. Obviously people look at that game and say Purdue's going to win. But, that's why you respect the teams. So I guess the lesson is just respect every team in there, man. And I guess the change that we can make this year is, man, just come in with the focus and, understand that every possession counts. So.
We'll stay on the right, standing.
Mike Merritt, Associated Press. Jaden, your mom was here today. I don't know if you got a chance to talk to her after the game about what she's going to be going through with the selection show coming up later tonight. What's this week going to be like for the two of you?
I'd say it's a big week for us. Obviously we get to play the game we love, and do it at a high level, and I think she's focused on trying to win and lead her team, and so am I. And I did a horrible job today, just leading and just trying to get us back in the game. I felt like I made some bad reads, and my turnovers. I feel like they lost us the game today. So, but other than that, we still get to play the game we love. And, we have a lot of games left to play. So we're just focused on the next chapter.
We'll stay on the right, middle.
Brian Teague, Chicago State of Mind Sports. Question for all you guys. What is the biggest takeaway that you guys have going into the tournament after this tough loss today?
Stay with Jaden.
I think the biggest thing is just trying to just have short memory of this game, and just move on and focus on what we can control in those games. And I feel like today we turned the ball over, and that lost us games, and we just gotta correct it, and don't let it happen when we play Yale.
Stay in the front row on the right.
Question for Jaden. Trey had said, obviously, Purdue sometimes beats Purdue. The turnovers, they seem to come in bursts. Is there anything you can do going into the NCAA tournament to sort of stem that? I know we've been talking about it a lot this season, but is there anything going into the postseason now that, can be done to counteract that?
I think just keeping it simple. I think we tried to, do too much today. Sometimes we do that. We just try to make flashy passes or just not make the right reads. And I think what's going to help us down the road is just trying to be simple as a team and play together and just give everything we have. And that's what we have to do to win. Because it's going to be tough down the road, and each team is going to play with heart. But we just got to play even harder.
We'll go to the middle.
Zach, Trevion, just what you guys did in the middle today, what kind of springboard can that be for both of you going into the tournament?
Stay with Zach.
Obviously, we feel like against any team we can really do what we did in the paint today. We feel like we always have a matchup advantage when we go to the middle in terms of rebounding and getting good quality looks. We've kind of done it most of the season, but it's good for us to build on over this tournament because we've done it pretty consistently during this tournament. We obviously need to limit our turnovers and knock down our open looks, but we feel like we're pretty confident when we go to the middle.
Further questions for the students? Okay, you guys can go back to the locker room. Thank you. We'll continue on here with Coach Painter. Again, reminder, if you have a question, please raise your hand. We'll get a mic to you. And please state your name and affiliation. We'll open it up on the far right front row.
I'm Bob Kravitz, The Athletic. Two things. First, what do you think your guys took out of last year's NCAA experience? And secondly, what do you know about Yale?
Yeah. Well, we really talked about, I don't know how many years ago it was when we played Arkansas Little Rock and how good Arkansas Little Rock was, and obviously well coached by Chris Beard, who went to Texas Tech and obviously is at Texas. And I thought our guys were pretty mature. So a lot of times people look at when you get upset by somebody that you didn't respect them. And I thought both times we got beat by Little Rock and got beat by North Texas, I thought our players really respected them. And that just wasn't it. We got beat. And they were a play better than us. Obviously, the one game went to overtime. But I just think the experiences that you go through, and as a coach, you can continue on with players. Like, you get kind of to the end, and it's a little bit different. But I think really what we learned is just, you got to lay it on the line. You get yourself in close games, especially on a neutral court. Like, anything can happen. But you got to play better. You got to be more efficient. You got to be able to defend. Your question about Yale, obviously I know Coach Jones, and he's an excellent coach. We were watching him. Obviously, I was writing on the board before this game, and that game was on. So I was watching them that last 3 minutes of the game, and they have a good team, man. And everybody earns their way in this one. Like, there might be a couple teams that got left out that deserve to be in there, and we all understand that. But everybody that got in this tournament earned their way in this tournament, and everybody is good. And we'll have our hands full.
Go right next door.
There have been a couple instances this season where it seemed like the turnover thing has kind of gotten better,
Right.
And it's gotten worse. Can it be fixed at this point, or you just have to go in the NCAA tournament kind of with it hanging over your head?
Well, it's nothing hangs over your head. That's not the way to actually phrase it, because we just played Penn State and Michigan State, and we didn't turn the ball over. So if we had a problem with it, then we would have turned the ball over versus every team that we played. What it does, I always say this about rebounding and turnovers, if you think you got it figured out, it will rear its ugly head. And even though we out-rebound them, by 18, we still had a tough time keeping them off the glass, especially start the game like we did in Iowa City. So you got to be able to secure that. But you should win a game when you out-rebound somebody by 18. You just should. Like, you're dominating the glass right there. And I know they're going small, but it's not like they went small and scored 112 points. That's like they went small and they made 17 threes. They've done that before. They didn't do that today. So if we take care of the basketball and then handle the glass the way we did, you win the basketball game. And we didn't do that. It was right there for us. And obviously I always say this, but it's my perspective because I'm coaching Purdue's team. But, You know, you can't beat yourself. And just because you took care of the ball against Penn State and you took care of the ball against Michigan State doesn't mean you're going to take care of the ball against Iowa. With that being said, you got to give Iowa credit. But you're always working on those two areas. Those are the pillars of the game, man. Take care of the ball and rebound, because those are your possessions. If you can have more possessions, you're going to give yourself a chance. That's what I always talk about our shots. Like, we were so fortunate to be down 3 at half. We were so fortunate to be down 3. You know, we have 9 turnovers, they have 1. I don't care what the rebounds are like. They got 8 more cracks at it right there. And so I thought we were in a great position, but we didn't take advantage of it.
Second to last row in the middle.
Akeem Gillespie, Indy Star. Similar to what Brian was saying, like when the turnovers start to come in bunches, do you look to your point guards to kind of get the team settled down? And when Iowa has a guard like Tony Perkins, who had 4 assists and 0 turnovers,
Right.
is that kind of just a steadying presence that they can turn to that you would have needed today?
Yeah, well, you know, if you look at, you know, us, like Eric Hunter, you know, he has, you know, 2 turnovers. Isaiah has 2 turnovers. I don't think it's a point guard issue with us. Those guys have done a good job of taking care of the ball. I think it was a team issue. You know, I think, you know, it's one of those deals. Obviously, J.I. has 5 with it, but, you know, he has the ball in his hands more than anybody. Our bigs have the ball in their hands more than anybody. So those guys have more cracks at it, have more opportunities. But I think it's a team issue. Like that stretch in the first half where we kept getting in good positions, and then we got them 2-on-1, or, you know, it's advantageous and you're driving to the lane, and then we just kept throwing it to them and being careless with the basketball. You just can't have that. And we were just too careless. But it's everything. Like, you know, I always talk about, like, when you throw the ball inside, you know, you're gonna get a 3-second call every now and then. You know, you're gonna get an offensive foul every now and then. And now it's not always just bad passes. Well, today it was more bad passes. It was more decisions, you know, getting in there. But also with that, that's why I always say it's my perspective. You know, it's also Iowa's active hands. Like, you got to give Iowa credit. Like, you know, I think they had a hand in that, and they've pressed us before and, you know, really gotten after us, and they didn't press as much today. I don't know if it's because it was 4 games in 4 days for them, but I thought it was just, you know, our inability to be fundamentally sound. And at times that comes off hokey from a coach, but that's what wins the race, man. You know, being simple, taking care of the ball, and getting quality shots.
Any more questions for Coach Painter on the left back row?
Hey, Matt, Aaron Ferguson, Times of Northwest Indiana. You mentioned yesterday that Keegan didn't play against you guys the first time, Keegan
Right.
Murray, and he was in foul trouble the second time. What did you see from him today?
Right. Oh, I thought he was, you know, he plays the whole game, first of all. I thought we did a pretty good job on him. He got away from us. One got loose on a random loose ball, long rebound, got tipped a couple times. He gets a 3 off of that. We lose him one time. He gets another 3 off of that when we didn't want to switch there, but then Zach ended up on him. Then he hits that 3. But I thought we did a good job on him. You know, he's one of those guys that is going to score the basketball. That's been proven. You just want to make it difficult. So he's 6 for 16, and he gets 19 points. You know, we'll live with that. You know, we just had to be better in other areas.
We have time for 1 or 2 more. Mike in the middle.
Yeah, just what your bigs did with Trevion and Zach.
Yeah.
Not that they need a springboard going into the tournament, but what kind of foundation can this be for
Right.
them as you get into Friday?
Well, those guys have been great all year, and obviously, you know, substituting for each other and coming in and bringing energy and playing, you know, and being able to rebound the ball. We got to finish a little bit better. I thought we had some good looks there at the basket, especially late, and it just didn't go for us, but they were good shots. So that's, you know, you got to stay process-based, in my opinion, and just take good shots and get good shots. I thought they were getting pretty good cracks at it. We just got to finish a little bit better. But, you know, you look at a springboard for guys in terms of playing. I think it's just our team being connected. I mean, we're really connected. You know, I think we're a tough out. And sometimes when things don't go our way and shots aren't going, you know, now we don't stay as connected, especially offensively, and I think that's where you see the turnovers. But, no, both of our bigs did some good things for us today.
Okay, Coach Painter, good luck in the tournament.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Okay.